tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namassami. All the venerable monks and dear lay devotees, and also all the upasakas and upasikas joining online. Very hearty welcome once again on this Sunday Dhamma program. You have been sincerely attending, which is very essential for spiritual progress. So Lord Buddha has said in Dhammapada that by oneself one does wrong things and becomes defiled, and by oneself one abandons those wrong things and becomes pure. Attanava katang papang attanang sankilissati attanava akatang papang attanava visucchati. So it is by oneself these actions are done, the wrong ones or the right ones. This is very important point to consider, because at the end of the day we have to take responsibility for our actions, and we have to, if we seek our true benefit, then we must not forget that we are responsible for our actions, and we only must do something to improve, to cultivate things that are good for us. The whole teachings the Buddha has given, 84,000 discourses on various occasions, not one or two, so many of them, for the sake of purification, for the sake of purification of beings. When we say purification, you may have some idea what is purification. Purification in understand in the general day-to-day sense, for example, cleaning the body or purifying to some extent by our food habits or our hygiene and all such things, or purification you may consider some kind of mental activity also, by which you develop certain things, you give up certain things. But the purification the Lord Buddha teaches is beyond these things, is the complete abandoning of our defilements and cleansing of our mind from all things, not just evil, even the good. from all things. Lord Buddha has given the tools for foundations of mindfulness. Chattaro Satipatthana, Chattaro Sammapadhana, 4 right efforts. Chattaro Itipada, 4 paths, 4 modes of success. Pancha Indriya, 5 faculties, and then Panchavala, 5 powers that we should develop. Satta Bhojjanga, 7 factors of enlightenment, and Arya Tangika Magga, 8 factors leading to cessation of suffering. So all these 37 factors of enlightenment, Satta, Tingsa, Bodhi, Pakya, Dhamma, various ways Lord Buddha has explained them. And they have only one taste of all these things, that whether for mindfulness, for right efforts, or for Itipada, Pancha Indriya, Pancha Bala, whatever it is, they all have one taste, the taste of liberation. The Dhamma, whatever Dhamma Lord Buddha has taught, only has one taste, that is the taste of liberation. Vimutti rasa in Pali. In the Paharada Sutta, Lord Buddha has explained. Vimutti rasa. That's the only taste of Dhamma. Taste of liberation. Liberation means transcending the defilements, transcending the fetters, transcending the tendencies, all tendencies, the bad ones as well as good ones. So there is nothing left in your mind. Now, if you have to visualize, then it may feel, oh, that is something very big or very unachievable, or something beyond the ability of people to do. But that is, if you look at the whole thing, whole entire purification, then people may think like this: oh, this is too big, too unachievable, too extraordinary, we cannot do. Yes, it is big, true. It is extraordinary, also true. It is very, very special, the most special thing, that is also true. But it is also true that this is achievable by people. Even the Lord Buddha also says, if it was not possible to abandon these qualities of unwholesome, or develop the qualities of wholesome, or to go beyond, then I wouldn't teach these things. Because if it is not possible to achieve, then there is no point discussing about it. Because we will never get it, we'll never do it. So it is all a theory. But then this is not a theory. The whole process of purification, inner purification, is not a theory. It is something that is practically possible to do step by step up to the final step. Say, take the example of 4 Satipatthana, 4 foundations of mindfulness. What are these 4 foundations of mindfulness? Kaya Anupassana, mindfulness of the body. Vedana Anupassana, mindfulness of the feelings, bodily feelings, mental feelings. Then Chitta Anupassana, mindfulness of the thought process. And then Dhamma Anupassana, various mental objects, good, bad, responsible for our suffering, responsible for liberation, uh, understanding the whole mental process at a deeper level. See, if you look at this for Satipatthana, for foundations of mindfulness, then some people may say, oh, this is very big. To start with, this may be very big. But then, if you just take one point, whether it is the mindfulness of the body, for example, this in breath and out breath, this in breath and out breath you take, this is part of mindfulness of the body. Breathing in and breathing out. It's a simple way of observing the physical formations, bodily formations. What is in breath, what is out breath, everybody can observe. It is not something very complicated or very, unachievable or impossible to observe. But then when you observe this one, simple, the in breath and the out breath, what happens? You see the breath, you see the breath going in, you see the out breath coming out. This is where you start, no? Breathing in, you see the in breath going in, breathing out, you see out breath going out. But then as you see it more and more, you see this in breath going in, there are changes in the body. Out breath going out, there are changes in the body. With every in breath, the body undergoes change. With every out breath, again, the body undergoes change. As the body undergoes change, there are different feelings, pleasant feelings, or lightness, or peacefulness, whatever it is, feelings on the body. And then eventually you see feelings in the mind. When you see those feelings, then the mind has a tendency either to like it or to dislike it. It will try to like, oh, this one is nice, this one is pleasant, or this one is not nice, not pleasant, I don't want. So there is a process of liking or disliking involved in the is knowing the breath itself, then knowing the feelings, then there comes some likings or dislikings, changes in the body as you keep observing, keep sitting. So there's changes in the mind. And then some changes are likely to make your mind lighter. For example, when you see the change and you acknowledge the change, it is changing. In breath, out breath is changing, the body is changing, the feelings are changing. So there is a process of acknowledgement of various process of changing, for example. Then there is peacefulness in your mind. You acknowledge and you understand, okay, this is changing. Not much here, not much. It's just changing. It's a changing phenomena. Body is changing. Feelings are changing. So as you see like this, then there is a letting go. What happens? Mind generally is always busy in grasping. Whatever it encounters, pleasant things, it is grasping through liking. Unpleasant things, it is grasping through disliking. But when you acknowledge the truth as it is changing. Not much to grasp here, nothing to grasp here. Then there is a process of letting go. For a short moment, maybe just a few seconds, or 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or maybe half an hour, whatever it is. So this is a process of letting go, leading to peacefulness. Why? Because the clinging is not strong, or clinging has been given up for a short time, maybe, or maybe just a little longer, whatever it is. So earlier we were talking about purification. So this is also a bit of purification here and now that you can observe. This may be small, this may be just for a short period of time, but still there is a process of purification with just the awareness of the breath. So, purification, if we see like this, is very much possible to achieve even in day to day or small things. Similarly, when you see your mind, and then you see the process how it goes. It starts with the body, the breath in, breath out, breath, then it goes to the feelings, it goes to the mind, mental process, and then mental objects of clinging or non clinging. It goes from one to the other, one to the other. It doesn't stop at one point. The whole process. It started with just the breath, but then it went to much more, went much deeper when you keep doing this simple step. So that's how the teachings are like this. You can pick up from a point. Whatever you pick up, this four satipatthana, four right efforts, or satta bhojanga, or five indriyas, five faculties, saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya, whatever, wherever you pick up. For the purpose of understanding, they are explained separately, but somewhere they are all connected with each other. There's a very deep and close connection in all these 37 factors of enlightenment. They are not separated from each other. At one point of time, yes, saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya, but then when you take up one thread, one point, and then it leads to the others. So this is an indication that wherever you start the Dhamma, it has the power to give the result. Give the results. That is why this purification is possible. You can just start with the breath, you can just start with the feelings, you can just start with your mind or mental objects, or you can just start with saddha, faith, and then to the effort to observe or to be aware or to practice or to uphold the sila or to give the dana, or to practice the bhavana, whatever it is. You just pick up from any point. Eventually all other things will come. This is a very important point to recognize. Sometimes people may say, oh, 37 factors of enlightenment, we have to separately do each one. If you do one sincerely, wholeheartedly, then all other 36 will follow eventually. It has to come. That is how the Lord Buddha has designed and structured and delivered the Dhamma teachings. That is his skill as the incomparable teacher. That how whatever Dhamma he has given in such a way that even if wherever you start from, you will eventually reach the final purification of Nibbana. So that is what he has done for asankhya 1 lakh kalpa. understood things, understood from all sides, all angles, all possibilities, every phenomena, how it happens, how it may happen, how it may not happen, how it will happen, how it will not happen. With his wisdom, he has analyzed for Asankhyavan lakh kalpa, fulfilling his paramis. So when he became the Buddha, he knew from all sides. When you go, when you go on the road, when you go on the road, you see a big house. You're going by walking or by auto or car or bus or whatever it is. You see a big house. When you see that big house, you see it from the front portion, maybe the entrance, or from one side. So you don't know the entire house. You don't know what is there, who is there, what is this house, why it is so big, who has built it, who stays in it. No idea about it. Because you just see it just from one side. Okay, it is a big house like this. But then every day you observe the house from one side, from the other, and then after some days you go inside the house, see the people, meet the people, talk to them. Then after some months and years, you know everything about this house. So that's how the Bodhisattva has fulfilled his paramis, knowing all physical phenomena, all mental phenomena, whatever can happen, knowing them in and out, from all possible sides. Then he understood it is like this, it can be like this, it will be like this, it will not be like this. Now, that is for him to become the Sammasambuddha. He had to undergo so much of trouble. But then if somebody tells, okay, this big house is there, and the gate is open, you can go and see and talk to people, and it is easily accessible, and you can get all the information, and anytime you can come and see, then it is easy for you. Even one entrance is enough to go inside, explore from all sides, to know everything about it. So whatever from the main entrance or backside or any other entrance that house may have, so you can just see. So all the points, all these 37 factors of enlightenment, each one is access to the entire process of purification. Whether satipatthana, whether right effort, whether right faculties, whether satta bhujanga, whether attangika magga, anything. Samma vacha, you see, we say samma vacha, samma kammanta, samma ajiva. 3 part of sila practice in the attangika, arya attangika magga. Samma vacha, for example. Right speech. If right speech is what? Avoiding lying, avoiding gossiping or backbiting or talks that are divisive, creates divisions amongst people, or gossiping, idle talk, or harsh speech, abusive, using abuses. It's just how we speak. But that's not where it ends, no. If you see the right speech, that's not how we speak. Right speech is the way of speaking rightly, but there is a very big process behind this whole thing. If you have to be truthful, for example, then you have to mentally determine to be truthful. It's a mental process. I should be truthful. If you think I can speak anything, then you will probably not be truthful many times. But when you determine I should be truthful, then only you speak the truth. And then you speak the truth in the right manner. So your mind is involved, mental effort is involved, and the process of wisdom also involved. If I speak truthfully, this is where I purify my speech. Also, I purify my mind by avoiding things that are unwholesome. By being truthful, I allow my mind to feel good, to be peaceful, to feel light. By speaking with compassion, I allow my mind to let go the uh, heaviness of whatever anger or jealousy or any such negative emotions that I have. So this is not just speaking anything or even speaking right speech. Even this whole, then the right view is involved, the right effort is involved, the right intention is involved. All these things are involved. Sila is involved. Samadhi also is involved in the form of right effort. And then eventually wisdom is also involved because you see it has a benefit speaking rightly, using the right speech. So you can take up anything, all these 37 factors of purification. You can take up anything. You can take any point and start, and you will eventually get all others. It has to be like this. It is like this. The way it has been designed by the Supreme Buddha, it can never go in any other direction. It will always go in the direction of liberation, taking all other necessary points. That is why Lord Buddha said, this is very much possible to attain purification, because as you take up from anywhere, you will eventually take other things and you will eventually reach the destination. If it doesn't, one thing doesn't lead to other, it goes from one side and another thing goes another side, then it is not possible. Then people cannot match these things, cannot merge them, cannot put them into practice completely, cannot become enlightened. That is why it is said that it is possible. Lord Buddha has said it is possible. So what is the important point? Is to contact the Dhamma. Important point is to contact the Dhamma. Like now you are hearing, or you read the Dhamma books, or you listen to other discourses, or you meditate, or you give dana, or you observe the sila, whatever you do. What is the important point? Is to contact the Dhamma. Why do you do all these things? To contact the Dhamma. What do you mean by contacting the Dhamma? When you say we should contact the Dhamma in all these, through all these things, what do we mean by this? It means we contact the nature of peacefulness. We contact the nature of liberation. We contact the nature of purification in every way we practice it. If there is peacefulness with regard to this practice, whether it is dana or sila or dhamma savana or dhamma desana or whatever, punyanupatti dana, pattanumodana, punyanumodana, whatever it is, all the dasa punya kiriyavatu. It is all connected with simple thing. It is connected with the peacefulness. It is connected with the letting go. It is connected with the liberation of mind at that very moment. Connected with transcending the mundane and going upwards. So this is the indication that this is Dhamma. So Lord Buddha wanted us to contact the Dhamma in our practice. This is important to remember. We must contact the Dhamma in whatever we do. Words, we can often get caught. We can get caught by the words. For example, we say lobha, dosa, moha, greed, hatred, and ignorance, the roots of unwholesome. We have said it many times, most of you know. Lobha, dosa, moha, greed, hatred, ignorance, roots of all unwholesome actions. Now, lobha, you take the word lobha, or you take the word dosa, greed or hatred. That is word. But then Lord Buddha didn't tell us to contact the word. He wanted to contact the feeling that is associated with this process of lobha, or dosa, or moha, or non-greed, alova, or adosa, or amoha. The feeling associated with it, the nature of mind that it creates or conditions when it is associated with lobha, when the lobha is abandoned. Then we know this is Dhamma, this is not Dhamma. This is true, this is not true. Whatever leads to peacefulness and liberation and upliftment of the mind is connected with the Dhamma. Whatever is not, we know this is not Dhamma. Otherwise, we can always, like, I have come across people, they will talk for 1 hour, 2 hours. In Myanmar, it is very common. Like people people say, they have studied Abhidhamma and you know, they have studied Abhidhamma extensively. Sometimes they say they have got a degree in Abhidhamma or diploma and all such things. And then that is very nice. But that's not what the Buddha was telling. He was telling we should know it in our heart correctly. And when these people come across an unfavorable situation, I have seen, and then they just really unhappy or sad or depressed or frustrated or angry. This is not the real way of studying Abhidhamma. Then these people just contacted the words. Words. LOBHA, GREED, greed. You can write in your notebook 1 time, 100 times, 1,000 times. But it doesn't become clear. When you see what it feels, how it conditions the mind, whether it leads to liberation or entanglement at that very moment, then you know this is correct or this is not correct. This is wholesome or this is unwholesome. So, all these 37 factors of enlightenment, or even the 84,000 discourses, all that Lord Buddha has given, is for the sake of this contacting Dhamma. When you contact the Dhamma, then you contact everything. Connect, correctly you connect. You can connect correctly. Then it is useful. Then it will lead to liberation. That liberation that we were talking about, it will eventually lead to liberation. So, when you practice whatever it is, dana, sila, bhavana, or whatever other 10 types of meritorious or good actions or right kinds of actions that Buddha has given, punya anumodana or rejoicing or serving or whatever you do, all these, anything, you should be able to contact the Dhamma. what Dhamma is there, how it affects us, how it leads to liberation of the mind that very moment. Then whatever you take up will be useful for you. Then everything, that's why as we say, no, all things are, all things or all situations or everything that is around us is has the power to give us Dhamma instructions. Because as we see the things, as we feel them, as we allow our mind to be conditioned by them, this is where all the Dhammas lie. All the wholesome Dhammas, unwholesome Dhammas, and liberating Dhammas. Right here. It cannot happen anywhere else, right? It has to be right here. So this is how you must practice the Dhamma. In whatever we do, we contact the Dhamma. And if you are there, right here, with awareness, with sati, with sampajanya, then you will know you are contacting the Dhamma or you are not contacting the Dhamma. Then your everything will be useful. Practice will be useful. Whatever we do, you can use it for liberation. Here and now. Every day. You can say, not a single day I wasted fully, and there was not a single day when I did not contact the Dhamma. All the days I contacted the Dhamma. So this much we offer to you for your practice and contemplation and practice. May you all understand this, and may you all practice accordingly up to the realization of the Nibbana. So